In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen. In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen to my Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie Q. They are rare and they are few who can compare with Ronnie Q. So grab a chair, she's coming through. She's on the air, it's time for Ronnie.
Hello. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. I don't know what's going on with my equipment, but let me see if you guys can
In the morning when I'm driving, I really come alive when I listen to my Ronnie, I listen to my Ronnie Q.
Oh, I'm not on the page to see the ones in the chat. What's going on? Grand rising, everyone. Thank you for being here. Please hit the like button. Rudy with Autism Homestead.
She's coming through.
Rudy Ayala.
She's on the air.
The Emperor.
It's time for Ronnie Q.
No, the Emperor has no clothes. Okay, so thank you for joining me today. It's time to get back in the saddle. Back in the saddle again. I don't know what's wrong with my media assets. They don't appear to be working today. But how are you guys doing?
With Ronnie Q. So grab a chair.
It is a lot going on with our elected officials.
She's on the air. It's time for Ronnie Q.
Here we go.
Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. Ronnie Q. It's time for Ronnie Q. In the morning while I'm driving, Ronnie, I really come alive when it's time for Ronnie Q. I listen to my Ronnie, Ronnie. I listen to my Ronnie. It's time for Ronnie Q. Take a seat and go meet Ronnie. Sweet, 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 sweet Ronnie. No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet Ronnie.
What is good? How are you? What it do? Do. Hey, Grand Rising, everyone. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys have been doing okay. How are you, Foot Soldier? Ray Black, Grand Rising. It is good to see you guys this morning. You up top listening and getting ready for work. Hello, everyone from Jill's Comfort Zone. Hello, Jill. Hello, Jill. Okay, so you guys know that please hit the like button if you find that you've learned something new today. Hit my goals. Those are my goals to let you in on something you may not have previously been aware of. So The first thing I want to talk about is I think I want to talk about the stolen valor. If you guys are not aware, okay, so let's start from the beginning. So, 4547 did a whole illegal attack on a sovereign nation without Congress approval, which he was supposed to have gotten, only to lie and say that he had obliterated their nuclear arsenal. Come to find out, come to find out that he barely scratched the surface of their arsenal. He may have set them back 3 or 6 months from whatever they're doing. Let's be clear. Benjamin Netanyahu has been out here saying since I think it was 1992, that Iraq was it 92 or 2002, that Iraq was 3 months or a couple of weeks away from getting a nuclear weapon, not not enriching uranium, getting an actual weapon. He has been saying that since I know 2002. Every time he come before a world body that isn't going to arrest him for his war crimes, let's understand that Netanyahu is uh, uh, has been charged with war crimes, and they're looking to arrest him in The Hague. So now he comes and tells 4547 that, oh, they're weeks away, months away from having a warhead, and all of a sudden he does this illegal strike against the sovereign nation. So we're going to have to talk about what did happen, but they offered no evidence, even when Israel's spokesperson went before, what is it? The IAC, the international courts. He said, they asked him, well, what new information do you have? And he said that they have new information. When they asked him what information they had, he demurred to ask the next person from Israel who's coming up. He'll tell you all about it. No, motherfucker, you were telling them all about it. But he refused to say what information. And if you notice, 4547 also has so much information, and we got new information. Even his security advisor, Tulsi Gabbard, the last time she reported on Iran, she said that they are trying to get a weapon. This was, I believe, in February. So now all of a sudden, with no new information, with your own security advisor saying that this is not happening, you let Benjamin Netanyahu rope you in to doing this. Now, the Democrats have been way too silent. There needs to be a push because this is crazy. Let's say, let's say he had damaged something in their nuclear arsenal, and then ran away like rats. JD Vance thought he was saying something slick. He said, well, we tried to do it. We tried to use diplomacy. And when that doesn't work, the Trump doctrine is we go in and we hammer them real bad, and we get out of there before any of our people can get hurt or harmed. Oh, so you throw the rock and hide your hand and scurry off like a rat. That's what you said you do. You didn't say we stand up and fight for what we believe in. No, and hey, we get out and we hammer them and we get out before any of our people can get hurt. So do they think that what they did is going to go unnoticed? Do they realize what they did can get a whole lot of innocent people hurt who hasn't signed up for the military? I'm just curious. I wonder, do they know this? What do you guys think? Hey, Madison Grand Rising. Where you been? I've been about my business. I've been minding my business. We're the same place I always be. I've been busy, foot soldier. I've been busy, and then I got up late one day. That idiot is trying to get us in a war. I'm not surprised. Hey, Queen Diva, welcome back. Doo-doo. Your dreams were your ticket out. Where's Dr. Soapy so he can tell me to quit singing? If his mouth is moving, uh, damn, Ronnie Q, I almost typed MF. Go ahead. Go ahead. If this ain't an MF day, I don't know what is. Okay, so now they come out and uh they were so they were there's a gang of eight. They are always supposed to be let in on the most vital national security information. He did not even inform the gang of eight about this strike. He did inform some Republicans who were in the gang of eight. And you know who else he informed prior to the strike? Some people over at Fox News is alleged that he let them in beforehand. Fox News people. A man whose staff is full of Fox News commentator and special guest, uh, Pete Hegseth, uh, Janine Pirro, that Pam Bimbo. She had a special show on Fox News. The what is his name? The guy from the Real World who's over transportation secretary. Yeah, he Dan Bongino, the undersecretary of the FBI, and Cash Patel, some podcasters. This is his administration. Um, the Democrats say they didn't know. Exactly, Ray Black. Grand Rising, Miss T Velocity. It's good to see you. Exactly. They did not inform the Democrats, even the Democrats who were in the gang of eight. So that's very troublesome. So then we get to find out that they were going to have a meeting today to inform the Congress about this new information that they got out that made them make this illegal strike. So now they're going to fill them in on all the information. Since everybody, the threat is over, they have been obliterated, and it's time for peace now. So you just strike people and you think that, okay, that's it. And I say, don't strike me back or you're going to be in trouble. It's time for peace now. La 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 la. Does that sound reasonable to you? Does that sound reasonable to you when everybody in this world knew that it was an illegal strike that you did? That you're going to strike somebody illegally and say, okay, it's time for peace now. They've been obliterated. There's nothing they can do. Let's get back to the negotiation. What are you negotiating on? Okay. Come to find out, at the last minute, they canceled the meeting to inform the Congress of all of this new information they got. Why? Because come to find out, those strikes weren't as successful as they first claimed them to be. Did you know that? The real K-Fit, I think they're trying to come up with reasons. Reasons. The reasons that we're here. The reason that I can't think of nothing else. They may be trying to think of some reasons, but they don't have any good ones. Come to find out, the strike was a bust, a whole bust. First he comes out and has our military doing some Kim Jong Un type of parade, and our military looked a whole mess with 1940s squeaking tanks riding through the street. Nobody in the stands. Military formation was less to, to be desired. I said, shit. He could have got Beyonce dancers to go out there and walk that motherfucking parade. They would be more coordinated and in sync than our actual military. I mean, he really made our military look horrible, in my opinion. Out there, you look at these other dictators who have those military parades to stroke their ego, and they be high stepping and saluting and all of this. And our military, they didn't even have on their dress. What do you call the military dress code? Dress up code. What is it? They dress whatever. They dress up clothes. They didn't even have that on. They had on some old fatigues and shit. That shit was a hot mess. I didn't watch it. I just saw some recaps. Hey, and Renee. Well, damn. Good morning. Well, damn. Good morning to you as well. So, I got a couple of clips I want to share with you. And it not for nothing. Do we think that 45, 47 gave a damn about the Army's 250 birthday, or did he care about his? I think that this was all about him. Let's keep it 100. If he cared about them, he wouldn't have had them out there looking pathetic like he had them out there looking. It just was a bad look. I'm telling you, it was a bad look. And we're supposed to be the best and the brightest. What do you expect from a clown? I don't have no expectations. I expect clownish behavior. Let me tell you something. When I found out that he said that all the strikes, they struck the targets and all of this, and now CNN comes out with a report, and he is pissed about it. You knew something was wrong early on when he was on his way to the Hague, and he was cursing out, and CNN, you're the worst of it, and MSDNC and all of this cursing, and we got two people. I'm mad that they didn't honor their truce. That you didn't have no truce. There was no truce. You brokered no truce, kind of like the Russian Ukraine thing. You did the same type of business deals that you did in your personal life, ones that fall apart and have no merit. Okay, so we are to understand that Qatar was the one who tried to broker this ceasefire agreement, allegedly. It was Qatar, and he runs right in and tries to take credit for it. Do you know that he's? We'll get to that. He's trying to get a. He's trying to get a. What is it? He's trying to get a. What is they call? I can't call it. What is the piece of the what is that peace medal? Oh my god, I can't believe I can't hey Detach, hi Kingsmina, Grand's Rising. Nobel Peace Prize, thank you. I'm like, I cannot believe I can't. He's trying to get a Nobel Peace Prize. Uh it was a man who actually put his name in the hat for the Nobel Peace Prize. And he has, as of Monday, he's taking his name out of the running for the Nobel Peace Prize. It was a Ukrainian who bought the sauce that he was going to end the war and put Putin in his place and help the Ukrainians get out of the war. So that has been taken off the table. And then you have Donald sniffing stuff up my nose, Junior, talking about, oh, sure, if his name was Barack Obama, he'd get an award. He'd get a, what did he call it? Uh, Something in reference to a DEI award just because his name is Obama. And then he's talking about 4547 is talking about Barack Obama. He got the Nobel Peace Prize, and he didn't even know what he got it for. And he wasn't even aware what he did to get it. And I'm just like, no, you're not aware that you are staging these things to make it are a peace holder. You're going through all of these nations and making peace. He said, I should get one for what I did with India and India and who was that? India was fighting recently. I should get one for India and oh my God. Brain fart. Oh, I should get one for them, and I had them to stop fighting, and they were like, "No, you didn't. You didn't have anything to do with this." And he's still repeating it that he should that India when they were going back and forth. Who was it? India and y'all know who I'm talking about. Exactly. Now he has to India and I know it was they were fighting in Kashmir. They were God, India and Pakistan. He said that he should get a Nobel Peace Prize because he settled their little skirmish that they had when they were, fighting back and forth with each other a couple of weeks ago. He's trying to set up something. So the reason why Barack Obama didn't know what he was getting one for because he was being his genuine self, and someone looked upon his genuine self and the things that he was doing, not looking for attention. Like, look at me, I'm a Nobel Peace Prize worthy. No, he was just being himself, and maybe that's all it was. He was living his life and doing the things in life that he liked to do and affecting areas that he wanted to affect. And that had somebody onlookers say, hey, that dude, he deserves a peace prize for what his thoughts, his thinking, his doings. 4547, you are never. Obama's nuts must stay sore because the 4547 can't take their lips off of them. Be right back. More coffee. So now we got our military out here looking plumb crazy. And in my last live, I did a live the other day in the evening. I told you that we've talked about how Palantir, he is letting Palantir get all of our information, under the guise of being a defense contractor. Palantir is notorious for the corporations that has helped Israel find where the Palestinians were hiding. It wasn't looking for Hamas people. It was just looking for bodies that could be attacked, and that is one of the war assets that Palantir offers. So now 4547 has incorporated Palantir in the United States Army. And are we aware that the United States Army has been set free on all United States streets? The executive order was not for Los Angeles. The executive order was not for California. The executive order was to give the power to 4547 to bring the active military on our streets. No particular city or state. It was to give him the power to do it. So to quell protests. So, and we got Palantir who can hunt you down and find you and put a drone up your ass too while we at it. Okay, so we have that. I and now come to find out 4547 has made I think they're what is it? I'm not good on the military titles and stuff, but he has gotten someone from Peter Thiel's Palantir. He's gotten someone from Meta, and he got two other guys from that other little short redhead AI guy. He has made them, I think it's lieutenant colonels in the army. Lieutenant colonels. Now, these are people who have never been in the army before. And I'm let me share this with you. These are lieutenant colonels, never been in the service before, have gone up 16 steps in the service under the guise of being able to attack them on people to find out where people are hiding, have all of your information, everything. So let me let me share this with you just in case you guys are not up on this. It's called Stolen Valor. Here we go.
That it is not a top of the page headline story across the country, but the US Army just swore in 4 tech executives as lieutenant colonels. The CTO of Palantir, Peter Thiel's company, the CTO of Meta, Mark Zuckerberg's company, and OpenAI's chief product officer and former chief research officer, the company belonging to Sam Altman. These 4 men are all now 1 rank away from a general, second in command for field grade officers. There are 16 ranks lower than a lieutenant colonel, and these 4 untrained civilians just leapfrogged over soldiers who have dedicated their entire career and lives to the US military. Apparently, these men are going to work on targeted projects to help guide rapid and scalable tech solutions to complex problems. A sentence that means absolutely nothing, because clearly this is just a way of giving these companies access to top secret information without them having to go through any pesky background checks. And if that doesn't scare you, it really should. Because we already know that Palantir is building a massive centralized database, using much of the information they acquired from Doge, Elon Musk's foray into the American government. These billionaire tech bros are compiling lists of our most sensitive information, our tax records, medical data, bank accounts, social security information, immigration status. This administration is allowing them to build the infrastructure for techno-feudalism, authoritarianism in the form of data and surveillance. It is a horrifying and blatant conflict of interest that harms the safety and security of all Americans. There should not be this much overlap between private tech and the US government, certainly not between private tech and the US military. I do not know how asleep at the wheel Congress can possibly be, but they should be shutting this down immediately. And every single one of us should be demanding that they do it. The people who are using the government against you are now taking over military authority. The corruption is calculated and staggering, and I can only hope our veterans and active duty military are paying incredibly close attention. And now that you know, you should be talking about it.
I agree. Now that you know, you may want to tell a friend because this is very dangerous and very scary. Now, let's talk about Tulsi Gabbard. She's over she's over, what is she? Tulsi Gabbard, Homeland Security. So she said that Israel was not trying to enrich, trying to create a bomb. So they were attacked anyway, even though this is what your Homeland Security person said. So do you think that there are going to be attacks? Could it possibly be some attacks in the United States because that has happened? I mean, wasn't 9/11 some sleeper cells that came over here unexpected? Could there be some sleeper cells that are we in danger? Who is looking at this? We know we have Kash Patel over the FBI. They say he never hardly ever even shows up for work. We know we have sycophants in the administration, but maybe we have somebody over counterterrorism that is going to, you know, help, screen out anybody who is here to harm us. Let's see who we have over counterterrorism. If you don't know, let's find out who is over. I spoke about him. I spoke about him once before, but now that we are in this situation where we need somebody to have their eyes out about terrorism that may be floating to our shores, let's see who 4547 decided to put in that position. You ready? Let's go.
Last month. But don't worry, there is at least one senior counterterrorism position in the United States government that has been
senior counterterrorism position
definitively and deliberately filled by this president. It's at the Department of Homeland Security. Department of Homeland Security's domestic counterterrorism hub leads nationwide efforts to prevent targeted acts of violence of all kinds. President Donald Trump, in his infinite wisdom, has put this man in charge of that at Homeland Security. Feast your eyes. He's 22 years old, 1 year out of college with no evident national security experience whatsoever. Before volunteering for the Trump campaign, his LinkedIn page reportedly explains that his work experience includes, quote, lawn care work around my neighborhood. Also, working part-time as a clerk at an H-E-B supermarket. He also apparently once had an internship at the Heritage Foundation, an internship. And according to a recent ProPublica profile of this young man, again, who is Donald Trump's best guess at who would make a good counter.
And if you don't know who the Heritage Foundation is, those are the authors of Project 2025, who said that jobs would be filled by Trump loyalists. That's who he had the internship with and got this fucking job with no national security experience whatsoever. 22-year-old was the lawn boy. Said that he became enthralled by Trump in 20, I think it was 2012, when he himself was like 12 years old. Maybe he was 9 years old. So he was young. He was in his adolescence. And now he has this job. Let's continue.
Counterterrorism chief for the United States government at this moment in time, according to ProPublica, quote, the bulk of his leadership experience comes from having served as Secretary General of a model United Nations club in school. But now that is who Donald Trump has running domestic counterterrorism efforts for the U.S. government, for the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. I feel duty-bound to inform you that the left eyebrow is itself registered as a lethal weapon. So underestimate him at your peril, ladies. In April, there was an arson attack targeting Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro and his family at the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania. 4 days later, a self-proclaimed white supremacist shot up the campus of Florida State University, wounding 6 people and killing 2. ProPublica notes that he used a picture of Hitler as the profile picture for his online accounts. In May, there was a car bombing of a fertility clinic in California. Somebody who ascribes to some sort of anti-natalist, bizarre extremist ideology. In late May, 2 employees of the Israeli embassy were murdered in Washington, D.C. In June, an event in support of Israeli hostages in Gaza was the target of a bizarre firebombing attack in Colorado. And
see, this is a homegrown terrorism. This is terrorism in our nation. And this is who this numbnut decided to put over terrorism, a senior position, while he's going over there illegally striking sovereign nations with no proof of anything that he's saying. Okay, let's continue.
In which 12 people were injured. Last weekend, one Minnesota Democratic leader and her husband were assassinated. Another Minnesota Democratic legislator was shot 9 times and has thus far survived. His wife was shot 8 times. She has just miraculously been released from the hospital.
What's even more miraculous about all of that, all of this shooting, he was taken alive. He was taken alive. Let's continue.
So it's not like domestic counterterrorism is a niche concern in America right now. Even before the new and explicit warning about potential revenge inside this country for Trump's decision to bomb Iran. But from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, where the director is off the Quiet Skies Air Marshal list herself now, and Trump has thrown out that whole program for the whole country because who cares about that stuff, where they are now.
Did you know that Tulsi Gabbard used to be on the no-fly list herself because of all of her Russia propaganda that she would continuously spew? Were you aware of that? I hope my mic is on. Yes, it's on. Did you guys know that? Hey, So Baron, thank you for being here. So this is your administration. And I did not know that he has totally gotten rid of the no-fly list. So if people who would have been flagged for the no-fly list for this numbnut lawn care man, maybe Big Six and man has a future. It'll go from lawn care to the top of the government counterterrorism. Who knows? Let's continue.
Unleashed at the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, so the office can be on full alert for the lizard people to move their power centers into the secret underground cities, right? From the DNI to the decimation of the Justice Department, and particularly the FBI, which is now led at the director and deputy director level by 2 right-wing podcasters, to the Department of Homeland Security, where a lawn boy and Model UN kid has been appointed to lead counterterrorism in every element of its responsibility to keep the American people safe. The US government under Donald Trump is, I guess, doing the best they're capable of. This is the best they can do. This is your government under Trump Republican leadership.
Okay, all of my links that I'm playing, they are in the description box. I definitely want to share this with you. Now, it's time for peace, they say. 4547 says that it's time for peace. But when is the media going to tell you about these phone calls? Broke in the Washington Post that Israeli operatives are calling high people who are high up in the Iranian government, and they're leaving them these messages.
Began bombing Iran. In a short time, they killed a number of the country's top military and nuclear scientists. And now the Washington Post has revealed that Israeli spies also began their own campaign of private terror, threatening top officials as well as their wives and children with assassination in as little as 12 hours unless they publicly denounce the government of Grand Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. The Post has obtained audio of one of those conversations. According to their source, nothing has been altered other than the disguising of the voice of the Israeli operative. We've added our own English dub to the recording. It begins with an Israeli operative calling a senior Iranian general.
Can you hear me now?
And you are?
Listen carefully. I'm calling from a country that I'll explain to you. Listen carefully. I'm calling from a country that 2 hours ago sent Salami, Bagheri, and Shamkhani one by one to hell. The only advice I'm giving you right now, I can advise you now, you have 12 hours to escape with your wife and child. Otherwise, you're on the list right now. You, all of you, one by one, are on the list that I'm looking at, and you're our next targets. We will hit you, your family, your children, everyone with the dirt. I only called to tell you, look, as long as there's time, I'll give you a reprieve. Like I said, 12 hours from this very minute that I spoke to you, you have time to escape. If not, you have no one to blame but yourself. We're close to you than your own neck vein. Put this in your head.
This is gangsterism, right? Is it? I know. Look, I'm not naive. This stuff happens, but it's really extraordinary to hear the call and the inclusion of people's loved ones. Two of the names referred to there were Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps leaders who were killed on the first day of Israel's attack. Major General Mohammed Bagheri was a commander within the military, and Major General Hossein Salami was commander-in-chief of the Revolutionary Guard Corps. The third person mentioned there, Ali Shamkhani, is a former defense minister and a close advisor to Khamenei. He was initially reported killed in those strikes, but Iranian state media has reported that he was actually injured rather severely, but now is in a stable condition. In the rest of the call, the Israeli operative offers the Iranian general a deal.
Which places did you take? What place did you take?
Where did I take? All of these savages, all of these people like Salami. We sent them to that same place they should have gone to much earlier. Do you want to be one of them? Do you want to be the next one on the list? Do you also want to destroy your wife and child? No, right?
So what should I do now?
I'm telling you right now. I gave you a proposal. I called. Shall I say it?
Say it.
You have 12 hours to make a video saying we have walked away from this government and we are unwilling to sacrifice our lives to people who destroyed our country for 46 years. They only killed, stole, took. They only cut the children of this country into pieces.
Well, how should I send it to you? How should I send it to you?
I'll send you a Telegram ID. Send it.
Say it. Say it.
I'll send it to you. I'll SMS it now.
Where will you SMS it?
I have your number. Look, we have everything on you. It seems you haven't understood. It's clear you don't even understand where you are right now. I am telling you, we hit all your leaders. They went into the air. We turned them into powder. Now you're sitting here and you think you're talking to me. You thought what? You're sitting there? I'm calling to give you a proposal to save your wife and your child, you wretch. Are you confused?
That's a really extraordinary clip. By the way, there was a journalist responding to that going, wow, this is incredible. He's making threats in regards to somebody's wife and their child. You know, it's one thing to say to somebody within the military, we're at war, cold or hot, you're going to do this or I'm going to come after you. I think it's quite something else to talk about somebody's family. And by the way, this is very much a pulling back of the curtain. This is the modus operandi of the Israeli security services and of the Mossad. And I wonder how many of these conversations have happened at the highest levels of politics in the United States and in British politics too, right? When there's compromising information on people in elected office in this country and elsewhere, I wonder how many times there have been similar conversations in regards to blackmail. And you will post X, you will say X, you will record X, you will condemn X. Because that's being done with the utmost confidence by the Israeli.
And being blackmailed, that is one of the reasons why they did not want Hegseth to get his position, because he is so easily blackmailable. We do know that Hegseth was not even in the war room when they were setting up this this bombing of Iran. We also know that Hegseth was the first person that came out and said they weren't sure how successful the bombing was. How could anything be successful with 45, 47 defying Congress and doing what his gut tells him to do? His gut full of McDonald's burgers and fries tells him to do, and with a sycophant like Pete Hegseth that will do anything he is told to do. Pete Hegseth, who has never had a high position in the service. How they have us looking like total fools on the world stage. The link is in my description box. Speaking of, I'll save him. He's out of politics right now. They had Matt Gaetz, the one who they wanted to have a Pete Hegseth job. It's probably good that. What is it that attracts 45, 47 to people, putting people in high positions who have allegations of SAing women and young girls, young teens? What is it about him that attracts these type of people? So he is blackmailable as well. Let me find the Hegseth story of it all. Hegseth, Matt Gaetz story. Matt Gaetz, he had to pull out. He had to pull out of the nomination for defense secretary because his past was with young girls and drugs were catching up to him, and Congress was about to release their report, and once they released their report, they would be able to throw him out of Congress. So 45, 47 yanked his nomination. Okay. But he had already quit Congress when he was nominated. So he did not go back to Congress, thank God. He was sitting on, they believe it was an American airline aircraft. And this is a word to the wise. If you want privacy, you have to create your own privacy. There's no expectation of privacy in public. So someone sitting behind him and reading everything that he is texting to his mama, and everything his mama is texting to him, and they're talking about the strikes and how he need to stay in line, and he don't need to say anything bad about 45, 47, and all of this. So there's that as well. I don't think I'm going to play that. I may play a little bit of it. Who am I lying? Who am I kidding? It's always a good day to see Matt Gaetz grovel to his mommy. His poor little mommy. Mommy. Here we go. Let's see. Adam Mockler is on the case.
His mother for simply criticizing Trump. Matt Gaetz currently has a job on some third-rate news station. It's not even like OAN, it's OAN2 or something like that. Literally a third-rate reporter. We pull more views than him on an hourly basis than he pulls in a daily basis. I don't say that to gloat. I just mean we are currently rolling through a former MAGA congressman, and we should be proud. So make sure you subscribe below to join the feed and continue the momentum. But Matt Gaetz, on air, has been criticizing the war in Iran and Donald Trump's moves. His mother decided to, smack him a little bit, metaphorically, and say, do not criticize the president. We are seeing Matt Gaetz being pressured outwardly by his mother. And then Matt Gaetz begins to change the way he covers the war. So a TikTok account that goes by the name of Tides of March posted this video. It says, POV, You're sitting behind Matt Gaetz, and he's texting his mommy, and they are sitting on what looks to be an American Airlines flight, and Matt Gaetz is grabbing his luggage. But throughout this flight, he was scrolling through his text messages, and we get a sneak peek. Let's read through them bit by bit, and I'll break down what's going on. So it starts off rather normal, just text between him and his mom. It reads, I need to leave here for Seaside at 10:30. Can you be here? Then place WC in the flex. Hope you're back home from Arizona. He says, I am. You can see me on your tracking application. They're then talking about congressional baseball game is on. Hilarious. Ogle, Republican, just made a diving catch. He then says, where do you have your brokerage accounts? You know, just normal conversations. But then politics gets involved. She says, don't be criticizing the president or his actions. He's trying to keep us safe. That's his job. MAGA will turn on you. You will lose viewership. Your days in Congress are over. Practice of law, let's not mess up the media gig. Is that like a thinly veiled threat from his mother? It says, you will lose.
No, that's not a veiled threat. That's your Congress days are over. He is an actual attorney, but he has only he's never tried a case. Put it that way. So that's why I said practicing law. Don't lose your day job, motherfucker. You better try to keep this TV job as long as you can. That's what she meant by that. Because and the paperwork that he filed as an attorney was for his family's law firm. He has never had an independent job outside of nepotism. So his mother's like, bitch, you better keep your day job. Don't fuck up with this good thing because I'm tired of you being in my pockets.
Threat from his mother. It says, you will lose viewership. Your days in Congress are over. Practice of law. Let's not mess up the media gig. The president has been a very good friend to you. He hates betrayal. Be smart, not stubborn. And this is all because on his OAN or like OAN2 gig, whatever he's doing these days, Matt Gaetz was saying something to the effect of, this reminds me of the war on terror. Even when somebody said, why are you on Iran's side? He said, this is a 2025 version of Bush saying you're either with us or you're against, or you're with the terrorists. It felt good for a while. Then it resulted in forever wars, Republicans losing control of Congress, and Obama being elected. It was a dumb argument then and now. I'm not pro-Iran. So he's saying, you know, Trump shouldn't be starting these wars, and his mom is then coming down and saying, like, dude, don't be criticizing the president. He says, I'm trying to guide him, not criticize him. Damn, the hubris. You think you're going to guide Trump? He says, I'm trying to guide him, not criticize him, but I've never been freer to share my views, and I'll continue to do so. I think about the people who cheered the Iraq war because they liked Bush. Those people have blood on their hands. So he's comparing it to Bush. Don't guide him in the public square. He has intelligence and briefing that you are not privy to, I'm assuming she means. But like,
whatever. She's buying it hook, line, and sinker. So if you want to go see the rest of Matt Gaetz talking to his mommy about getting back on top and advising 45, 47, the link is in my description box. Go over there and check out Adam Mogler. So there is one more. Let's talk about let's talk about the press conference where he came out cursing and all out of control. You gotta love it. Oh goodness. Let me see. Here it is right here. Let me see. So here's how the story unfolded about the uranium. Hey, Church Mouse, Grand Rising. The uranium and how the story came out about the uranium, and then they had to backpedal, and they kept backpedaling it until he lied and said that they had a ceasefire agreement and nobody ceased firing. And then he came out, we got two people who've been fighting so long they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I was like, now I have never in my life of living heard our alleged leader of the free world uh, come out and respond like that. And he dragged CNN, he dragged MSNBC. Let's take a look at that. If you guys haven't seen that, I'm pretty sure you guys had to have seen it because it was such a train wreck that it was all over the news. I think this, yes, it's this. The name of this is on the Midas Touch Network. Trump cancels meeting after leak on Iran failure. So he already knew that this story was about to come out. So he was in quite a mood.
That Iran's enriched uranium stockpile was largely moved before U.S. strikes, according to a new New York Times report. Also, the New York Times is confirming an exclusive by CNN that the nuclear sites were damaged, but they were not destroyed, rendering the mission by and large a failure, in stark contradiction to what Donald Trump was repeatedly posting over and over again. Donald Trump had posted that all of the nuclear sites were absolutely obliterated. He declared an absolute success. He said that the damage to the nuclear sites were monumental. But with everything that Donald Trump says, you always have to kind of take a step back because he is always lying. There was supposed to be a bipartisan briefing earlier today in the House and in the Senate. It was going to be Democrats and Republicans from the House and Senate Intelligence Committees, people with top-level classified access. This classified meeting was abruptly canceled at Donald Trump's demand. Donald Trump refused to make people from his administration accessible. He claims that it was just to delay it for Thursday, but I think that, especially now as we're getting some of the information, it obviously seems that Donald Trump was trying to cover up the latest intelligence out there, which is that these operations that Trump was bragging about did not achieve the objective of the mission. Let's go through what we know right now. So CNN dropped the...
And the way that they tried to say that you're disrespecting the pilots who ran the mission. Well, maybe it was you who were disrespecting the pilots who ran the mission 45, 47, because you are their commander-in-chief. So it's not us who are noticing that what you came out here and lied about is not factual. But no, it's you who stuck and sent them on a fucking fool's mission. It's not us, it's you. Is it me? Is it me or is it you? No, it's you, bitch.
The exclusive early U.S. intel assessment suggests that the strikes on Iran did not destroy nuclear sites. The U.S. military strikes on 3 of Iran's nuclear facilities last weekend did not destroy the core components of the country's nuclear program and likely only set it back by months, according to an early U.S. intelligence assessment that was described by 4 people briefed on it. The assessment...
So what now? What I want to know is, what I really want to know is, how much money did this mission cost? And the cost of all the bombs that were dropped, and the cost for the hours of these planes being in the air, being refueled in the air. How much money did the Mr. I'm so concerned about waste, fraud, and abuse spend for this dummy's mission? I can't wait till we get to that sweet spot number.
Which has not been previously reported, was produced by the Defense Intelligence Agency, the Pentagon's intelligence arm. It is based on a battle damage assessment conducted by U.S. Central Command in the aftermath of the U.S. strikes, according to sources. Now, I think one of the reasons that this leaked was this information was supposed to be provided in a classified setting to Congress earlier in the day before the Trump regime canceled it. We now have a statement out from Trump regime propagandist Caroline Leavitt. She says the following: the alleged assessment is flat out wrong and was classified as top secret, but was still leaked to CNN by an anonymous low-level loser in the intelligence community. Pause right.
And I am going to pause right there. So she basically said that it was an intelligence brief that was leaked by somebody who had a clearance to see it. So what if they're low life and it's not true and all of this? Well, why are you even complaining about it? Why didn't you just say that's not a real assessment? That's a fake assessment. But no, you are admitting that someone had the nerve to be a leaker and leak this information. Because why do they have this position? Why do they think that people are not going to try to get the facts out to the American people? Why did they want to ensure that they had what type of people working under this administration? Trump loyalists. And so they are shocked that someone is not a Trump loyalist. We saw how far being a loyalist to Trump will be for a 22-year-old who does a internship at the Heritage Foundation. Very lucrative. So that's why they're surprised. Now, the link is in my description box. Go on over and watch the rest of the Midas. And we really need to listen to Caroline Levitt. The special little liar that she always is, the attitude that she always has towards the press. Let's look at some of her greatest hits.
A nuclear weapon. All they need is a decision from the supreme leader to do that. And it would take a couple of weeks to complete the production of that weapon, which would, of course, pose an existential threat, not just to Israel, but to the...
What is she basing this on? Just because I say it, it's true. Trust 4547. Yeah, okay.
United States into the entire world. And that is something that the entire world, including countries like Russia, is in agreement with, that Iran should not and cannot obtain a nuclear weapon. And that's why the president believes that. And he's believed that, again, not just his political career, but frankly, his entire life.
So it
Michael.
sounds like it's the former, just to be clear.
Correct.
They have the components. Okay,
Correct.
thank you.
Donald Trump's press secretary is preaching sweet nothings to the base again from the podium.
President Trump, who just got done wrestling a great white shark to submission while on a stand-up paddleboard, while celebrating the first day of summer. It is, even though school's out for summer, we are still somehow schooling the world on how to do world leadership. Take notes, everyone. This is how you lead through peace, through strength. You have the best military in the world, check. Then you cause monumental damage to a country that's radical and trying to blow up the entire world with their nuclear facilities, but not under President Trump's watch. We are safe under his beautiful, inexplicable instincts of not only business acumen, but to protect the world as our commander-in-chief and our deal-maker-in-chief.
What is the likelihood of Iran retaliating with sleeper cell agents?
Sleeper cells, that is not fake news. The reason why we would even have sleeper cell agents in this country to commit terror attacks on our own soil is because of who? Sleepy Joe Biden and Barack Hussein Obama, when they stole the election, the Democrats committed election fraud in 2020. We're looking into that, obviously. But when they committed all those crimes, they commissioned a bunch of artists, one like Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak and Silk Sonic. What do you remember that song, Leave the Door Open? What do you think that was talking to?
So who does the resistance send in on TikTok? Lysandra Vasquez, the ire of Levitt, who continues mocking her and her approach.
Trust in President Trump. President Trump has incredible instincts, and President Trump kept America and the world safe in his first term as president in implementing a peace through strength foreign policy agenda. And with respect to Iran, Nobody should be surprised by the president's position that Iran absolutely cannot obtain a nuclear weapon. He's been unequivocally clear about this for decades, not just as president, not just as a presidential candidate, but also as a private citizen. That's why he was adamantly opposed to the disastrous Iranian nuclear agreement that was implemented by President Obama. And it's why he has given
disastrous. What was the disaster? What was the disaster? That a black man did something that you couldn't do? What was so disastrous about the original nuclear deal? That a black man did it. That they are so insecure that they cannot be one-upped. If you want to one-up him, don't take away what he's done to have nothing. See, that's what happened. If they were in a deal, they took the deal away. They had nothing. There was no, once you take the deal away, the inspectors have no reason to go in and do the checks that they had been doing because they weren't under a deal where they must have the inspectors to go in. Let's be clear. This is a whole lot of bullshit at Donald Trump's own doing. Donald Trump's own doing, and he's trying to put toothpaste back into the container. Now, they always talk about how this Levitt chick is just a profuse liar, but always want to come up here signifying with this cross around her neck. So as you watch this comedian, watch how bigger and bigger crosses around her neck is as she continues to spew these lies. Let's check
so much, Mr. President.
President Trump, who just got done bench pressing an 18-wheeler from McDonald's. They delivered some special rewards for us having a successful strike against Iran last night, so President Trump went to the Oval Office to celebrate with his 2 McGriddles and 3 Diet Cokes before calling Benjamin Netanyahu and being like, hey, bro, we did it. Peace through strength is how President Donald J. Trump is going to lead this country and keep Americans safe, which is exactly what he's doing by attacking these nuclear facilities. And he doesn't want to, he has to. And that's how President Donald J. Trump wants peace now. Today is a day for peace. Yesterday was a day for making sure that we took care of business. And Iran, you've got 30 minutes, okay, to give us everything we want. Otherwise, we will come down on you with the full strength of the American military. And my God, you guys are chomping at the bit. Caitlin, you're drooling. Get to questions, sure.
What happened to the 2 weeks of diplomacy that President Trump wanted to have with Iran?
Okay, so go over there and check this video out. They let her go for a while. I thought that it was cute and funny. Now, what I don't think is cute and funny, now we had this big military parade that was supposed to respect the military and all that is done. The actual what was it? Draft Dodger respects the military so much that he had to have a military parade. He respects our military so much that he has our Marines out sleeping on their bags and on the floors of federal buildings in LA as he sicks the military on civilians who are protesting. Okay, so let's see how much more he loves the military. So this is they had a hearing about locking in the Doge cuts, and some of this stuff I was not aware that they are trying to do and take away from this beloved military. So let's see how much they are loving this military. They want to make sure that these cuts are locked in at the VA. Let's continue.
Good morning. Today, Republicans have called this DOGE hearing called Locking in the DOGE Cuts, Ending Waste, Fraud, and Abuse for Good. And I'm deeply concerned about the cuts that DOGE has made to services for our veterans. So I want to ask our pro-DOGE witnesses today some questions about those cuts. So, Mr. Lips, ProPublica reported that DOGE cuts have stalled life-saving clinical trials for our veterans with head and neck cancer, otherwise known as throat cancer. Can you tell me, are life-saving clinical trials for our veteran waste, or are they fraud, or are they abuse?
I think that's an area of government that is certainly vital, and that there's many things that can be done to improve VA services. I do not know all that DOGE has done for the VA, and I think that if there's anywhere where you could repurpose funds from these wastes that we're talking about, hundreds of billions of dollars misspent.
But if they cut the clinical trials that are helping our veterans with throat cancer, do you agree with those cuts?
No.
Thank you. Mr. Dickerson, leaked documents revealed that a VA hospital in rural Illinois was just forced to close its acute care unit to new patients due to the DOGE cuts. Can you tell me, is closing the doors of a VA acute care unit waste, or is it fraud, or is it abuse?
I don't know all the details about that particular instance, but I think that...
Would you say it's a big problem if DOGE cuts cause the closing of an acute care facility in a VA hospital?
Like I said, I think if funding that facility is a priority, we're running a $2 trillion annual
I think it is.
deficit,
I think it is a priority.
So we can repurpose funds to something if it's a
So
priority.
you think that if it's not a priority, that it's waste?
I think that's for Congress and the administration to work together to determine.
Exactly. It's for Congress to work on, and the administration should not be calling our acute care veterans facilities waste and closing the doors of an acute care facility without Congress. And frankly, it is a priority, I believe, of the American people to care for our veterans. Mr. Burton, Trump recently eliminated the VA Services Purchasing Program, which just last year helped more than 33,000 veterans make sure that they don't get behind on their mortgage and they don't get thrown out of their home. Can you tell me, is this program that DOGE cut, is it waste, is it fraud, or is it abuse?
That's highly fact dependent, and I'm not that familiar with that program. I will tell you.
And I'll tell you, Mr. Burton, I'm familiar with it. It helped 33,000 of our veterans not lose their homes. And in my view, our veterans are not waste, fraud, or abuse, nor are they a piggy bank for billionaires' tax cuts like Elon Musk.
I doubt anyone.
This is my
that.
time, Mr. Burton.
Yep.
I am deeply concerned that President Trump will take reckless action to risk sending more American troops into endless wars in the Middle East. But back at home, he's breaking the sacred promise to our veterans to care for them when and if they come back. Donald Trump has already tried to fire thousands of people at the VA. And recent reporting shows that there are plans to try to fire 80,000 people at the VA. These reckless DOGE cuts have thrown VA hospitals into chaos. And in my own district, I've gotten reports of veterans waiting months for basic services like a wheelchair. I represent San Antonio, Texas, Military City, USA, where we honor the service of our men and women in uniform. And if we want to honor our veterans, we honor it with more than just words. We take actions to care for them when they come home. We don't needlessly send people into harm's way, and we don't cut their services for when they come home.
It's very apropos that when he's getting pushed back on 4547, is getting pushed back on the failure of this operation because of how he decided to do it and put it together. What is he doing? He's throwing the pilots out as human shields. You guys are disrespecting our pilots who flew this mission and they did so perfectly. Nobody's saying a goddamn thing about them goddamn pilots. But if you want to say something about the pilots, you never should have put the pilots in that situation in the first place. Going on your will as if you are the king of America. So let's add that onto it as well. He wants to throw them out here to protect his own ass.
This hearing should not be holding hearings. This committee should not be holding hearings on locking in DOGE cuts. We should be holding hearings about restoring services for our veterans. And while DOGE is screwing over our veterans, the administration is also stealing from seniors. We just learned about a huge new scandal that every senior in America needs to hear about. After Trump and Musk made massive cuts to the staff at the Social Security Administration They've scrubbed government websites of information about how long it takes to get your phone call answered. They have erased from the websites the delays that it takes to process benefit claims. They have wiped away what used to be publicly available about how long it takes to respond to a 1-800 call at the Social Security Administration. This is a cover-up. And why are they covering it up? Because wait times have exploded. A brave whistleblower just estimated that Trump's changes and Elon Musk's cuts have doubled the amount of time it takes to process a Social Security claim. Everybody needs to hear about it. Social Security is not Elon Musk's piggy bank. I yield back.
Okay, so that link is in my description box. And speaking of all of this that is going on right now, let's not forget they are trying to pass that big, beautiful bill where they say that no one is going to be kicked off of Medicaid. You know, Medicaid that ensures that these old people are allowed to stay in nursing homes. At least they'll be homeless because they can't take care of themselves. And let's not pretend like it's only old people who are in nursing homes with all of the tragic shootings and tragic accidents. There are people of all ages who have nowhere to go but nursing homes. So I want to play this last clip for you. They continue to say that everybody's lying about these people being kicked off their health insurance. They have been ordered by their king to have this done by the 4th of July. So don't forget that they're still trying to pass this bill through to give more tax cuts to people who don't need them at the expense of the poor.
Quote is as follows.
And Mitch McConnell who stands up and freezes at the podium when you know how babies they learn how to walk and stuff, but then they can't walk and pee at the same time, and you'll see a baby just standing there just being still and stuff because they're peeing in their diaper. When I see Mitch McConnell freeze with that look on his face, that's what it kind of reminds me of. This is what he has to say about Medicaid being cut. Mitch McConnell, of all people, from Kentucky, your senator from Kentucky.
The quote is as follows. It comes. McConnell is responding to some concerns that Tom Tillis had. We're going to get to that in a second about the Medicaid cuts in the bill. And McConnell says this: failure isn't an option regarding this bill. It has to be passed no matter what's in it. Failure isn't an option. And then he goes on, quote, I know a lot of us are hearing from people back home about Medicaid, but they'll get over it.
Yeah.
That feels like a quote that sticks around. I know we're hearing about Medicaid, but they'll get over it. It's such an easy thing to encapsulate the fight against it. These guys do not care. They pretend to be a working class party. They're jamming through a tax cut for the rich. And when you say to them, but what about poor people's health care? Right. Their reaction, they'll get over it. Am I overstating it?
No, I think it's really bad. I don't know. I think it's a second tier just below. We're all going to die.
That's below Joni Ernst, you're saying.
Okay, so I just wanted to come and do a little news for you guys this morning. Is there anything that I missed that you guys want to talk about? Okay, well, I appreciate you coming out, and God bless you. Church Mouse, just my thoughts if I didn't speak. Grand rising, grand rising. I think I got everyone else. So I hope you guys have a great remainder of your day. Joyce Goodwin, how are you? I'm doing well, Joyce. I was on my way out. I did a short live today because I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. And I also wanted to, share some things that were new to me. So if not that just because I didn't know about it, you guys didn't know about it, but if you, just in case you hadn't heard about those things, all of the links are in my description box, and go over and check out these people. It's a lot of this stuff is not being touched on in for-profit media. The nerve of Mitch McConnell to say, I know a lot of you guys are nervous about the people finding out about the Medicaid cuts, but they'll get over it. How are they gonna get over it? Death is their death gonna push them over the edge, Mitch? Mitch, you were the one who said after 45-47 was impeached for the second time that they should let the courts take care of it instead of throwing him out of an office where he would have never been able to run again. But let's not forget Mitch and his wife, Connie Chung, or whatever her name is, Susan Chung, they are extremely rich. So they're not, they don't give a fuck about the motherfuckers in that dust bucket, Kentucky. These are rich people. They got rich by sitting in government and being paid by lobbyists and all of these gifts and special interests and all of this. What we have learned since Nancy Pelosi, AOC, Pam Bimbo, all of this insider trading they are alleged of doing. This is how these people get rich. Make these people poor. Tell a friend. All right, guys. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate your support. Please like, share, and check out some of the people in my link. I appreciate you guys being here. I am back. All right. That's it. Bye-bye.
I listen to my Ronnie. It's time for Ronnie Q. Take a seat and go meet Ronnie. Sweet, 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 sweet Ronnie. No day complete without my Ronnie. She can't be beat. Sweet, sweet.